Seeing some new images coming into our newsroom showing the devastation, flattened buildings in Kyiv, and the damage is extensive. So far, 137 people have been killed, according to Ukraine's president, 316 hurt, but those numbers are almost certainly an underestimate. No telling how far the Russian president is willing to go. Air raid sirens wailed in Ukraine's capital of Kyiv. A residential building there sustained significant damage from shelling, according to the city's mayor. He says 3 people were critically hurt. Russian troops who poured into Ukraine from the north, south, and east appeared to have Kyiv in a vice.
It's certainly under threat, and it could well be under siege.
American officials believe Russian President Vladimir Putin wants to overthrow Ukraine's government and install a puppet regime. Ukraine's president says he remains in the capital. Unshaven and dressed in a T-shirt, he spoke to the nation.
The enemy has listed me as target number 1 and my family as target number 2. They want to destroy the country politically, terminating the head of state.
About 60 miles north of Kyiv, Russian forces took control of Chernobyl, the decommissioned nuclear power plant, which in 1986 was the site of the world's worst nuclear disaster. Throughout the day, Ukrainian citizens hunkered down in subway stations in scenes that harkened back to World War II. They also flocked to ATMs to withdraw cash. This morning, President Joe Biden will meet virtually with fellow NATO heads of state and government in what the White House calls an extraordinary summit to talk about the situation in and around Ukraine after Putin's decision to invade.
But this aggression cannot go unanswered. If it did, the consequences for America would be much worse. America stands up to bullies. We stand up for freedom. This is who we are.
President Biden, who says he has no plans to speak with Putin, announced a second batch of sanctions against Russia. They include penalties against Russian banks, among them the 2 largest, and a ban on the export of key American technology to Russia.
Putin chose this war, and now he and his country will bear the consequences.
Other American allies like Japan, Australia, and Britain unleashed more sanctions as well. Prime Minister Boris Johnson aims to cut Russia off from British financial markets because of Putin's actions.
Now we see him for what he is, a blood-stained aggressor who believes in imperial conquest.
And speaking of those British sanctions, Russia has now banned UK flights to and over Russia. That is retaliation against the British ban on the Russian air carrier Aeroflot.